An uneasy ceasefire prevails in West Asia, even as Israel, Lebanon and the US signed a trilateral framework with an endeavor to end the conflict in Lebanon. The ground reality is stark. Defying the ceasefire, the IDF continues to pound locations across southern Lebanon. Late on Sunday night, the IDF claimed to have struck 3 alleged headquarters of the Hezbollah in the Nabatiyeh and Meidon areas of southern Lebanon. It asserted that the strikes were carried out in response to the continued harm being meted out to its forces. Israeli forces also struck what it described as a launcher of Hezbollah. Now, apart from this, Israel also claimed to have destroyed an underground tunnel infrastructure in the Majdal zone area. As per the IDF, this underground complex was built using technology and expertise of Iran and housed hundreds of weapons. Despite the growing outrage over IDF's operations, the Benjamin Netanyahu-led government of Israel has repeatedly stated that Israeli forces will remain in southern Lebanon and peace can be achieved only through disarmament of Hamas.
Peace is tied to freeing Lebanon from the de facto Iranian occupation under which it has lived for decades. The Israel Defense Forces is in the security zone in southern Lebanon only because of the ongoing attacks and threats against Israel and its citizens by Hezbollah from Lebanese territory.
Now, amid this, Hezbollah is up in arms over the recently signed framework deal, describing it as humiliating and unenforceable. Billboards bearing the Lebanese flag, Lebanon First slogan were defaced near the group's stronghold in Beirut's southern suburbs as a mark of protest. Iran's parliament speaker Mohammad Ghalibaf revealed that Iran and Lebanon have agreed to establish a conflict control unit involving the US to monitor the implementation of the recently signed Iran-US MOU regarding Lebanon. Now, as per Lebanon's health ministry, 4,247 people have been killed in Lebanon since the beginning of Israel's war, whereas over 12,000 others have been wounded. Meanwhile, the Lebanese president, Joseph Aoun, has told the U.S. CENTCOM chief that he was determined to deploy the country's army up to the border with Israel. They also discussed the implementation of the framework agreement. Apart from Lebanon, Israel also launched attacks on Syria and Gaza. According to the IDF, it killed several armed terrorists in southern Syria. The last time when Israel had announced any kind of attack on Syria was more than 3 months ago, on the 20th of March. Earlier in the day, at least 3 Palestinians, including a child, were killed in central Gaza in an Israeli airstrike which hit a tent sheltering displaced people.
He went out to buy bread from the bakery, and the Israelis bombed him. We're supposed to be in a truce and living in safety, but there is no safe zone in Gaza. Gaza is destroyed, and the Arab countries and the world are just watching us. But no one is standing with us.
The IDF conducted multiple strikes in Gaza over the weekend as well. Visuals showed smoke rising behind buildings in the aftermath of a strike in central Gaza. The IDF claimed to have killed multiple Hezbollah fighters, including Ismail al-Masri and Barham Abu Salem, in these strikes. With Israel simultaneously launching attacks on 3 fronts, it is amply clear that tensions in the region are unlikely to ease anytime soon. While Pakistan claims to be a peacemaker, ladies and gentlemen, in global wars, it seems that it cannot handle its own backyard. As Field Marshal Asim Munir and Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif play mediators between America and Iran, their own military has been striking civilians in Afghanistan. The bloody clash between Pakistan and Afghanistan reignited over the weekend after about a month of calm, with Pakistani strikes killing at least 36 civilians, including children, and wounding 163 others. Three eastern provinces of Afghanistan, Paktika, Kunar and Paktia, were targeted by Pakistani military a day after three members of the Sindh Rangers, which is a Pakistani paramilitary force, were killed at their headquarters in Karachi. Pakistani officials said that they had arrested an Afghan while three others died during the attack. Hamidullah Fitrat, Taliban government's deputy spokesperson, gave out details of the latest Pakistani strikes. In Mandukhel village in Paktia province, Pakistani fighter jets bombed a civilian home, resulting in the death of an elderly sheikh and a child. When villagers gathered to rescue the wounded, the aircraft targeted them with a second bombing, leading to the death of 28 civilians and the injury of 158 others. Meanwhile, in the Valosht village in Paktika province, the airstrikes targeted the home of one civilian, resulting in the death of 6 people, most of them women and children. In Barolo village of the Kunar province, the home of one civilian was bombed. Now, both sides, Pakistan and Taliban, summoned each other's charge d'affaires to protest this deadly violence. Pakistan's foreign ministry said that demarches were issued in light of the fact that Afghan nationals participated in the Karachi attack. While Pakistan's information minister Ataullah Tarar said that 29 militants were killed in the strikes, also adding that this was a response to, quote, recent terrorist attacks against innocent people, the Taliban government condemned what they called a cowardly act and a crime and atrocity. Former President Hamid Karzai condemned Pakistan's airstrikes, calling them a violation of Afghanistan's sovereignty and international law. He urged Pakistan to, quote, abandon its policy of confrontation and double standards toward extremism and instead engage with Afghanistan. The United Nations Assistance Mission in Afghanistan has now confirmed that at least 28 civilians were killed and 49 were injured in airstrikes carried out in Paktia, Paktika and the Kunar provinces of Afghanistan. Remember, on Saturday night, Jamaat-ul-Ahrar, which is a breakaway faction of the TTP or Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, claimed responsibility for the Karachi attack. The attack was the first major strike in Karachi since October 2024, when 2 Chinese engineers were killed in a suicide bombing near the Karachi airport. That attack was claimed by the Balochistan Liberation Army. Now, the two countries, remember, have been embroiled in a bloody, violent conflict since early this year. Islamabad has accused the Taliban of harboring militants who carry out deadly attacks inside Pakistani territory. But Taliban denies this accusation. Hundreds of people have been killed in cross-border fighting since February, when Afghanistan launched retaliatory strikes after Pakistan had carried out airstrikes inside Afghan territory. Several rounds of talks have been held, but a lasting ceasefire has not been achieved yet. The two neighbors agreed to a ceasefire in March this year, but there have been sporadic attacks since then. In fact, China hosted the two sides in April and later said that Pakistan and Afghanistan have both agreed not to escalate their conflict and to explore a solution. Clearly, that hasn't happened. All right, shifting our focus now to India, all the 8 accused in the Ram Temple donation embezzlement case will remain in judicial custody until the 13th of July. An Ayodhya local court has remanded all the accused to 14 days of judicial custody. Remember, the ongoing money trail investigation has already led to the recovery of approximately 80 lakh rupees in embezzled funds from the suspects. The ongoing probe has revealed a sudden and rather dramatic transformation in the lifestyles of the key accused in this case. Their lifestyles are now under scanner as they contradict their modest official salaries. The standard monthly salary for the donation counting staff ranges between 15 and 20,000 rupees per month. However, investigators noted a massive disparity in their assets. SIT and local police are probing the accumulation of high-value assets and luxury expenditures by the 8 arrested temple staff now. Now remember, at the center of this is Anukalp Mishra. He was responsible for counting and managing the donation funds for the Sri Ram Janmabhoomi Trust. He has been identified as the mastermind behind this scam. Reports say that his family went from dire financial straits to amassing vast assets. And it happened within a few years of him joining the temple's donation counting team. His upscale lifestyle is now under probe. It includes a newly built farmhouse on his village outskirts, a house in Ayodhya valued around 65 lakh rupees, and bookings for a premium SUV. Now, as per locals, Anukalp Mishra wields considerable influence in the village and the surrounding areas. Prominent figures attended religious events organized by him. Anukalp's relatives have leveled several serious allegations. They claim that Anukalp's financial status improved dramatically after he secured a job at the temple. According to his relatives, Anukalp purchased an expensive flat in Noida, acquired land in multiple locations, and provided financial assistance to close relatives. They also allege that he used his influence to secure a job for his brother-in-law, Lavkush Mishra, within the temple administration. The FIR also names Lavkush as an accused. He lived in a rented accommodation, but he triggered suspicion after making a sudden purchase of a premium motorcycle worth over 1 lakh rupees. The police raided his residence and unearthed 10 to 12 lakh rupees in cash. The other accused are also being probed over their sudden purchase of land parcels worth over crores. According to the preliminary SIT reports, the rapid lifestyle upgrades were allegedly funded by systematically pilfering cash and valuables directly from the temple donation boxes. Reports say that CCTV footage from the counting room found 70 instances of theft.